Hello and welcome back to Tam Axlia against the whims of his companions.
Nice to see you again. That cheerful Gen fellow brought you here too, huh? Looking for some words of power or something,
It's good to see you again, Tommy. I was going to take a long hike and look around for our old friend Sammy. I bet he's around here somewheres. But somehow I knew we'd bump into each other again. Well, to make the story short, I kind of was caught doing something I shouldn't when I was somewhere I shouldn't have been. So Mr. Gen said said I had to come here and help, or else. Figures that you be here too, my lord, with you being a great hero and all. Bet you didn't have to come like I did either. Do you know anything about the words of power, Tommy? Me? Heck no. You might want to trot off to the Coldwood and check it out, though. Why? Well, there's tales of strange things out in those woods. I passed through more than a month ago, and I remember seeing some runes off the path. My guide said they belonged to some wealthy maid who locked herself away in there some long ago, and she used to collect a lot of strange things. So who knows? Old acquaintance of mine is in that area too. Name's Varsh. I wouldn't trust him farther than I could throw him, which ain't far, but he knows the Coldwood well. I'd be honoured to have you join up with me again, Tommy. Okie dokie, my lord. Okay, let's
Yes?
see if he's got some
What
story.
can Tommy do for you?
I just want to talk. Oh, what do you have in mind, my lord? Have you always been a rogue, Tommy? Funny you should ask that, my lord. I was an urchin on the streets at Gellenport, first and foremost. Uh, and that's where I learned my street smarts. But I wasn't always that way. In fact, when I was a tender young lad, a kindly human wizard saw a great promise in me and took me in. I was his apprentice, in fact, for quite some time. That's where I met my best friend Sammy, after all. He was another apprentice. I would have been a full wizard myself, if things had worked out. What went wrong? Well, you can take the lad out the street, but you can't take the street out of the lad. I wasn't much for the books and studying, after all. That wizard, what was his name? Halashar? Halasahar? Halasar? He saw something in me that I never saw. Said I would make a wizard whether I liked it or not. I thought I would make a wonderful thief if I could be invisible and fly around all the time. I just couldn't wait. Halashar had all these pretty things in his tower, unfortunately. So you stole them? Of course I stole them. What kind of rogue do you think I am? Got a good price in the streets too. Even Halasar beat even Elisar beat me black and blue by the time I returned. What? Got a good price in the streets too. Even Halasar beat me black and blue. That doesn't make any sense. Once I swiped Alishar's spellbook and sold it for a pretty price. Boy, was that man furious. There was a storm brewing under his tower by the time I got back. Of course, I had to lie and say that Sammy took the book. Come to think of it, that's how Sammy got kicked out of his apprenticeship. You got your friend kicked out. Well, he wasn't much of a wizard, and old Sammy wasn't my friend back then. Anyway, I made it up to him by becoming his pal later, once I stopped being an apprentice. Heh, the end of my apprenticeship is quite the story itself. I should tell you that sometime, my lord, if you're interested. That would be later, though. Right now, we've got a city to save, right?
Eh?
I
What can
think
Tommy do for
I'll do better on my own. Yes, it's just temporary. Right. Dale and Red Tiger.
Greetings and well met. It is good to look upon you once more. No doubt Aaron Gen has brought you here to aid in the search for the words of power.
It's good to see you again, Dale and Red Tiger. After Aribeth's betrayal, I meant to travel north in search of the quest to prove myself to the tribe. Yet even as we parted ways, I suspected we would meet once more, Tam. And then I heard that Aaron Gen's call for all those who would serve in the cause of Neverwinter to join the Lord's Alliance here at Bearuna's Well, a holy palace of the Uthgard. I thought it might be a sign from the gods. After all you've done for me, after all you've done for Neverwinter, I knew you would be here, Tam. That's why I came, to join with you once more. I feel our fates are bound together. Do you know anything about the words of power, Dalen? I have heard nothing of these words, though recent events concerning the Uthgard Elk tribe might be worth investigating. How so? The Elk tribe has allied itself with the Luskan forces. As incredible as it sounds, they attacked the Fort Ilkard and the settlers' farms to the south. I'm of the Red Tiger tribe, but there are values and beliefs common to all the Uthgard people. We're warriors and hunters, not bloodthirsty savages. The Uthgard are a people of honor. I believe some evil force is at work, a dark taint that has polluted the noble spirit of the Elk tribe. There can be no other explanation for their actions. I only mention that the Elk tribe because you asked, Tam. If you allow me to join with you once more, I will of course follow wherever you choose to go. I'd be honored to have you join up with me again, Dalen. Then once again my blade is yours to command, Tam. Let's have his story.
Yes? Is there something you need?
I just want to talk for a while. My strength is in weapons, not words, Tam. I wouldn't mind knowing your thoughts on Aribeth's betrayal. Why do you think she did it? There are some who claim Aribeth betrayed Neverwinter out of grief. Others say she seeks to avenge Fenthic's death out of some perverse sense of justice. There are even those who say that she was driven mad by Fenthic's execution and is not aware of what she's doing. But I think something else drives her now. What do you think her reason is? Neverwinter has turned its back on her. The city rejected her and its people cast her out. There's no pain so great as being turned away by those you most want to take you in. What are you talking about? They never turned her out. Perhaps not, but Aribeth no doubt felt that they did. The people blamed Fenthic enough to kill him, and how could she not feel they despised her as well? And then Lord Nasher sent her to Port Last with Erin Gent. It was obvious Lord Nasher wanted an excuse to send her away from the city. No doubt he thought it was best to calm the people, and keep Aribeth from suffering their wrath as Fenthic had. Oh, wrath, as Fenthic had. But in her grief, she would not have seen as cold and brutal. She would have seen it as the cold and brutal rejection, a symbolic banishment. Sorry, I'm all congested today, so I'm sniffing and throat clearing and stuff. Oh, it's my phone. That's a message from my mum, who has sent me a message because I am streaming. I shall reply and say, okay. I'm supposed to cook lunch, basically, once I'm finished streaming. Sounds like you think she was justified. I'm not saying Aribeth was right, or even justified, but there is a tale among the Uthgard, an ancient legend of consequences and betrayal. Fenthic's execution and Aribeth's betrayal remind me of a tale of my own people. I only hope Neverwinter does not suffer the same fate as the Uthgard. What fate would that be? Perhaps later I will tell you the tale, but now is not the time for me to speak of this. We must focus on finding the words of power for Erin Gent if we are to save Neverwinter.
Yes?
Better off on my own. Yes, go. End. Okay, body knock.
Hello, it is I, Body Knock Glinkle.
Just a sec.
It is good to see a friendly face in these unfamiliar surroundings.
It's good to see you again, Body Knock. I have to admit, I'm not surprised to find you here in Beorun as well, Tam. Given your previous record of service, it was only logical to conclude that you would be among those recruited by Neverwinter's spymaster to aid in this cause. That is partly why I chose to come here, Tam. I have found our previous experiences together to be very enlightening. Do you know anything about the words of power, Body Knock? I doubt I can help you there, Tam. All I know is that the area is limited to the accounts of Lantanee's I doubt I can help you there, Tam. All I know is this area is limited to the accounts of Lantanee's explorers, detailing the hills to the north of Beorun as well. Tell me about these accounts. As you know, the love of exploration and the thrill of discovery are traits shared by the people of Lantan. Whenever one of our people visits a foreign land, they make an account of their experience. These accounts are added to the great library of Lantan, so all our people can be enlightened. A few years ago, a gnome named Herigo Wanderlust returned to my island with his account of this region. The majority of his time was spent exploring the hills to the north of Faerun as well, secretly observing the habits and activities of the giants who make their home there. Giants? Oh yes, we have no giants on Lantan, so my people were fascinated by them. Herigo's research is the most detailed account of we have to date on these remarkable creatures. The subjects he was studying, hill giants were the exact species, if I remember correctly, had actually chosen a king from among their numbers. This king had united several bands of giants into a single powerful tribe. They had even constructed a great steading to house the king, and from there they raided the lands to the south. Until Herigo's research, we assumed hill giants to be incapable of such high-level organization. Anything else? Most of Herigo's research was of a scientific nature: diet, mating habits, activity cycles, habitat, and territory range. Academically compelling, but hardly useful to your mission, I'm afraid. I would love to see those giants before I leave the North, Tam, though I know my own wants must be set aside until the words of power are found. We should join up again, Bonnie Doc. I would be honoured to join up with you once more, Tam. Together we can find the words of power and solve the mystery behind who is truly behind the Neverwinter plague.
Is there something you need?
I just want to talk for a while. I am a staunch proponent of free exchange of ideas, Tam. What is it you wish to know? I wouldn't mind knowing your thoughts on Aribeth's betrayal. How do you feel about it? Aribeth's betrayal has caused me no amount of confusion, Tam. On the one hand, her actions seem to be irrational and illogical. She has vowed to destroy the city she spent her life protecting. But on the other hand, isn't it logical to assume a warrior would want to avenge the death of her lover? And what about Fenthic's death, which caused the whole mess? His execution made no sense. He was not an enemy of the city, and had he lived, he would have done everything in his power to help Neverwinter, to make up for what he had done. What purpose is there in killing a man who is only going to be an ally in your future? Such irrational behavior is difficult for me to understand, Tam. By the letter of the law, Fenthic's actions were deserving of execution. The law has to be obeyed. In Lantan, we bow to the laws of reason and logic. Emotion can never be factored out of any decision, but we do our best to look at the facts with a dispassionate eye before taking action. I suppose in that sense we are quite different from many of the other cultures of Faerun. We have to familiarize ourselves with these strange lands if we hope to integrate Lantan into mainland society. Integrate? What are you talking about? Lantan is an island. By geography, we are isolated from the rest of the world. Over centuries, this has led to an insular culture, particularly among my people, the gnomes. We consider ourselves safely removed from the troubles of the mainland, but we have been fascinated observers of the history of Faerun, as befits our analytical mindset, but we chose not to be active participants in events. Recently, however, our culture has embarked upon a radical journey of change, a revolutionary shift in our entire belief system. Soon, perhaps, even in my own lifetime, Lantan will become an important part of the life of the realms. What are you talking about? Some kind of invasion? We are thinkers, adventurers, and academics, Tam, not soldiers. We plan to bring our culture and beliefs to Faerun through peaceful means, though we are proceeding in a rational and logical fashion. Before we attempt to introduce ourselves into the existing order, we must study and analyze the current political and cultural realities in an organized and thorough fashion. Could you expect anything less, given our nature? Why the sudden change in ideology? As you can imagine, a revolution of this magnitude must be precipitated by an astonishing event. Without a significant catalyst, there cannot be a significant reaction. In our case, the catalyst is a single wondrous event. The day the god Gond Wonderbringer washed up on the shores of Lantan in mortal form. Gods in mortal form? What are you talking about? You're referring to the time of troubles, aren't you? I think I'll go for the second one. You're referring to the times of trouble, aren't you? You're right, Tam. I'm speaking of the times of trouble, when the gods were forced to take mortal form and walk among us. I would share the tale with you, but the story of Gond Wonderbringer's time on Landan is quite a long one, Tam. Perhaps I'll speak more of this later, but now is not the time. We need to focus on our mission. We have to get those words of power back to Aaron Gend.
Is there something you need?
I think we need to part ways. Yes, go. Right. Let's go for the voice killer himself. Time to speak to Grimnall.
The fires of war are burning on the horizon. Why am I not surprised to see you here to forge your blood-drenched legacy in the furnace of slaughter?
It's good to see you again, Grimnall. There are not many who claim it is good to see members of my order, Tam. But you and I are of the same ilk. We do not shy from death and killing. When I heard Aaron Gend was recruiting mercenaries to his cause, I knew you would come, Tam, just as I did. Our fates appear to be once more to be bound together. Aribeth's betrayal has stoked the fires of war, and I am eager to see the killing begin. If we are lucky, this war will engulf the entire region again. Do you know anything about the words of power, Grimnall? I have not heard anything of these words, Tam, though I once lived with my clan in the mountains of the north. You used to live in this region? Long ago, my dwarf clan dwelt in the Dragon Mountains, though when Brunor Battlehammer reclaimed Mithral Hall, we left to join the others of our kind who flocked to his banner. At, at night, great worms could often be seen soaring over the moonlit skies. There were many legends of the hordes of these winged serpents guarded, and many rumors of the mighty artifacts that could be found within. I do not specifically recall mention of the words of power, but I can only assume such a powerful item would be likely found in a dragon's lair. If you wish, Tam, I will gladly join with you to seek out these words of power. I have no doubt our partnership would result in a scourge of death throughout the land. We should join up again, Grimnall. Together we shall bring a flood of death and drown the North, Tam. Speak to him again.
Something you need?
I just want to talk for a while. Conversation is one way to pass the time until the Silent Lord comes to claim us. What do you wish to speak about? I wouldn't mind knowing your thoughts on Aribeth's betrayal. How do you feel about it? I have mixed feelings about the Paladin's actions. They say she was driven to the betrayal by the execution of her lover. She could not accept his death, and it drove her mad with grief and desire for revenge. As a member of the Order of the Long Death, her reaction is an inevitable event seems rather childish. The Silent Lord comes for us all. We might as well learn to accept it. Accepting death is one thing. Having your lover hung right in front of you is something else. Would she have done better had her lover had his entrails removed by a hungry troll, or his limbs ripped from their sockets by an angry giant? Or perhaps she would have been less angry had a slow-acting poison drawn him into a sleep from which he would never awaken. Death is death, Tam. My order seeks to help the world. Understand this. So you disapprove of what she has done? The motives of her actions seem foolish to me, but the results are pleasing. She has brought war to the north. Thousands will die painful, shrieking deaths beneath the blades she has unleashed. The Silent Lord is eager to feast upon the table Aribeth has set for him, and while death gorges itself on soldiers and civilians alike, I will be present to bear witness to my master's gluttony. You're a bloodthirsty freak, Grimnall. I like it. You're a sick and evil man, Grimnall. Too evil for my taste. I'm gonna go with that's a horrible thing to say. You only say that because you do not comprehend the mysteries of the Silent Lord. If you understood the truth of death, you would not find my words so terrible. As a monk of the Long Death, I was subjected to the rituals and ceremonies that brought a true appreciation for that which others fear in ignorance. Torture, pain, suffering, and even death itself. These things are beautiful. I kill when I have to, Grimnall, but I doubt I'll ever see anything beautiful in it. You bring destruction wherever you go, Tam. Your motives may be good or evil, but it makes no difference. Death is forever by your side. The Silent Lord has placed his mark on you. If I could share the experiences of my initiation, you might begin to glimpse some hint Some small hint of what death truly means. Only the pure, absolute truth in an imperfect existence. Uh, so enlighten me. Tell me about your order's rituals. No, Tam. Now is not the time. Eager as you are, I am afraid you are not ready for the wisdom I would share. Perhaps later I will speak more of this, but now is not the time. You are not yet ready. Let us return to our mission, and in doing so, we shall surely spread death throughout the North. Haha, voice killer
Is there
completed.
something you need?
We need to part ways now, Grimnall. I think it's just time we parted ways. Okay, 2 more to do, and my throat is surviving. Surviving. Now it's the girls.
My dear friend, it warms my heart to see your face again. Erengend must have brought you here to help search for the words of power.
It's good to see you again, Linu Lanera. After Aribeth's betrayal, I readied myself to return to Everesca. Yet somewhere deep inside, I prayed that we would meet again once more, Tam. When I heard Erengen's call for brave adventurers to serve the cause of Neverwinter, to join the Lord's Alliance here at Baelruna's Well, I knew that you could not resist such a grand opportunity. You were drawn to heroic deeds, like a glutton to a bakery, Tam. I grabbed the first ride out of town and came here. Well, the second ride actually got me here. Oh, Lino, what happened on the first ride? You make it sound as if... Oh, all right, never mind. I was supposed to hitch a ride with one of the supply wagons at first, but the wagon I was on broke. Broke? How did it break? Well, we had to stop for the night, and I had this nightmare that a dragon was chasing me. I woke up out of the dream and saw something large outlined against the moon. I should have known better. It didn't really look like a dragon, but I was frightened. So I cast the first spell that came to my mind. The first blast of lightning did a little damage, but it was followed by the following 3 that shattered it to tiny pieces. Did the Wagoneers throw you out? It was dark, and everyone was so shocked by the lightning that no one knew where it came from. I suppose that I probably shouldn't have told them it was me. I had to get here, though. I will pay Lord Nasher back out of my own wages when we are done here. Do you know anything about the words of power, Lino? I don't know where they would be, although I would think such magic would be most likely associated with the ancient times. That leads me to think there are some ruins far to the south of here. What about them? I've read lately of ruins that contain traces of ancient cultures whose knowledge of magic ran deeper than any living today. I am an elf of Everesca, a land where studying the mysteries is more than a path, it is the highest calling. The ruins to the south call to me, as they hide knowledge that is imperative to us. I suppose that it just may be my own heritage driving me to study something as old and unusual as these ruins are reputed to be, but it might be even more than that. I will follow your lead as always, my dear Tam. You're a better judge of these things than I am. I'd love to have you travel with me again, Lena. Then I shall endeavour to keep you alive once again, Tam. Just try, occasionally, to keep out of harm's way. Sometimes I think you're as bad as I am for getting into trouble. Let's hear her
Hey there,
story.
dear. What can I do for you?
Getting her voice a bit dodgy. I just want to talk for a while. I love chatting with you, but I don't think we should focus on your mission right now. What made you decide that you should be a cleric? My, it's been a long time since somebody asked me that question. I came to Sahin Munbo when I was very young, which is unusual since my parents were both mages and followers of the god Corellon. It started when I was sent to Gay Century School for Potentials. You see, both my parents were deep into the mysteries and held positions of respect. It was assumed that I would take after my parents in the magical arts. What are potentials? All the children of gifted wizards in Everesca are sent to special schools as potentials because they are expected to excel in furthering the art of spellcraft. My ability to get in trouble had already started by that age, but my parents had kept quiet, thinking I would grow out of it. Okay, go on. My first day of classes was a disaster, but I don't think it had anything to do with my ability for spellcasting. I had insatiable curiosity, and Gaedelin was a crotchety old master who expected all the elven children to be patient, quiet, and orderly. I barely possess those traits now, let alone when I was a child. The master decided to open class with a powerful spell to awe us all into submission to his tutelage. He turned his back and I moved in. What do you mean by moved in? I just wanted to look at the spell components. They were very interesting, especially the wonderful gem he had sitting beside the circle. Well, when he went to reach for the gem and it wasn't there, the spell misfired, causing him to ooze purple smoke for weeks. So he kicked you out. Gaendlin was well paid for training us. He didn't kick me out right away, but he never forgave me either. It wasn't the only accident to befall the class when I was around. Despite all of this, I might still have become a wizardess if it wasn't for the little trip I took. There was an accident that will be long remembered in our fair city. My fate became sealed to my faith in Sahin. My fate became sealed to my faith in Sehanine that day. What fate would that be? I will have to tell you about my dimension-hopping trip later. We have too much to do right now to tell that tale. We need to find the words of power for Erengend if we are to save Neverwinter.
Hey there,
Okay,
dear. What can I do for you?
I think I'd do better off my own. Yes, go. And the final one.
Somehow I knew you couldn't be far. As soon as Erengend mentioned why we were brought here, I began wondering when you would pop up.
It's good to see you again, Charmin. Did I say it was good to see you? I only said I knew you'd come. I only jest, Tam. Of course it's good you were here. I wasn't going to come to Beoruna's. Well, originally. I figured I had done enough by your side, but the story isn't finished yet, is it? And you know what a sucker I am for a good tale. So what do you say then, Tam? Shall we join together again? I want to see this unfold firsthand. Do you know anything about the words of power, Charmin? No, nothing at all. I find that strange, too. I know considerable lore, yet neither I nor the tomes I've researched mention them. I have an idea where to look, however. Where? South of Fort Ilkard, there's supposed to be some ancient ruins, older than any settlement in the Northlands by far. So the tales say. It was supposedly once the home of the creator race that predates even the elves, if you can imagine that. I've never heard of anyone returning from it, though, so it could be anything. The magic power in the area is supposed to be incredible. There are stone monoliths which are too dangerous to even approach, which would give me even more reason to believe the words may be there. I'd be honoured to have you join up with me again, Sharwin. Then I am at your disposal once again, Tam. Okay, let's get her story,
Yes?
and then we can
Is
head
there
out
something you need?
and actually do some adventuring. I just want to talk for a while. Talk about what, Tam? How about telling me a tale, Sharwin? You're a bard, after all. I normally save my best tales for taverns with a full audience. Why should I recount a tale to only you, Tam? Because I asked you nicely? Oh, so Tam puts on a pleasant tone and I'm supposed to jump to please him, is that it? I'll tell you what, Tam. I'll tell you a tale, if you promise to listen attentively to it and be a proper audience. I can do that. Well, that's good. I'll hold you to that then. But what story should I tell then? Shall I tell a tale of Great Tam, Saviour of Neverwinter, and his search for the words of power? I think I know that one. Not like I tell it, believe me. You're probably right, however. The matter would be a bit familiar. I'm a bit fuzzy on the ending. How about the sad tale of great Lady Aribeth, torn between love and honour, fallen from the grace of Tyr? That's not very funny. You never said you wanted it to be a comedy, Tam. Aribeth's is a sad tale. But no matter. I'll think of something else. How about the tale of the great Lord Nasher? How the man was in his glory days before he became a sad old ruler. How about something original? You're going to be picky, aren't you? Very well then. Give me some time to think about it. For now, let's continue on with the making of your own tale. Perfect.
Yes? Is there something
I
you
think
need?
I'd do better off on my own. Yes, go. And let's get Tommy back.
I'll figure.
Because I like my halfling squire. Is the horse got broken again? Ugh. See if I can remember what the bug fix for the horse is. It's debug mode space 1, and then it's I think it's X3. Oh, I closed it. It's X3 underscore horse fix. Ah, yeah, there we go. X3 underscore fix underscore horse. And you have to do run script first, I think. It's damn it. Let's do undo close tab. DM run script. DM underscore run script space X3 underscore fix underscore horse. And then we want that and debug mode 0. Okay, I'm going to end that video there, the YouTube video there. Please like, comment, subscribe, and come watch me on twitch.tv/Tam Axlia. And I'll start the next one with the beginning of the adventure.